All right, in the previous class, we looked at what is vector subspace and we looked at what is called column space, row space, null space, and left null space, fine. And we saw that when we're looking at column space, we are looking at alpha times the first column plus beta times the second column plus gamma times the third column and so on. And that's what our idea was, fine. So we want to proceed with those idea of looking at a times x. All right, so a times x in some sense is called what is called the linear span of S. So I would like to define what is the linear span of S. Linear span. Generally write as LS of a subset S of a vector space V over F. All right. So what we do in some sense is basically we write A as, so let S be some set, say U1, U2. This may not be finite as such, fine. But generally we take it as finite because our work here is in this course is only finite dimensional vector spaces. So we need only finite number of them as such. We'll come to definitions afterwards. So what we are looking at is, I would like to write matrix A as something like U1, U2, so on. And then I would like to multiply here with alpha 1, alpha 2, and so on. And so I'm looking at basically A times X, and I'm looking at this. So what we are saying here is that, so LS of S by definition is equal to alpha 1 U1 plus alpha 2 U2 plus alpha k UK, where alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k belongs to the scalar and U1, U2, UK belongs to S. All right. So I have a set S, which is this, and this is a subset of vector space V over F. And then we are looking at this. Is that okay? Fine. So if S is an infinite set, we are looking at only finite collections, finite subsets from there, and then looking at there this sum, which makes sense because if I have only finite number of them here, I'll have finite number of here things here. So I can look at this. So I'm looking at from the finite point of view, I'm looking at U1, U2, UK times alpha 1 to alpha k. This is what I'm looking at. So in some sense, I'm putting the vectors of S as columns of a matrix and looking at column space of A. Is that okay? So this is important that we are trying to do. So example, and if S is an empty set, if S is an empty set, then by convention, our convention is that LS of S will be just the zero vector. All right, fine. So we have taken care of zero vector. That's important. So example, so let S is equal to 1 0 transpose and 0 1 transpose. So we are looking at LS of S is, so just write it as a vector, as I said, 1 0 0 1. This is the matrix that I'm looking at. LS of S will be times alpha beta belonging to R. So this is nothing but, if you look at this, this is alpha beta such that alpha beta belongs to R, and therefore this is nothing but equal to R2 itself. Fine. So this is one example. Two, S is 1 1 1 transpose, 1 2 3 transpose, and they, so I'm just looking at this as a subset of R3. So what I'll do again, I'll look at LS of S as, make a matrix out of it. So 1 1 1 1 2 3, that's what we do. And then there are two components here, so I got alpha beta, so that alpha and beta belongs to R. So I'm trying to find out all vectors of the type alpha plus beta, alpha plus 2 beta, and alpha plus 3 beta. This, so that alpha and beta belongs to R. This is what I want to find out what this is. Is it whole of? So question is it whole of R3? If not, does it represent of plane? If yes, which plane? So when I talk of plane, then it has to pass through origin or does not pass through origin. What are its normal vectors and so on? All these questions come into play. Fine. So you need to understand them. So what we do is that we assume that, so I'm looking at alpha and beta, suppose take any value. Fine. So what we do is that take x, y, z belonging to R3. Question is, what all can be represented by alpha times 1, 1, 1 plus beta times 1, 2, 3. This is what it is. Fine. What all can be represented. So what we do is that to understand it, we look at this 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and x, y, z. This is the matrix we look at. So basically, we are looking at the vector ax is equal to b, where x for us is alpha, beta, b is your x, y, z, and what we know is that I am varying alpha and beta. It means that I have a solution. So we are asking for condition or conditions on xyz such that the system ax is equal to b always has a solution. And this is what we are asking for. I know that there are solutions always because alpha and beta is always given. I am the one who is giving alpha and beta. Fine. And I'm seeing it. What are the conditions I get on x, y, and z? What is the requirement for x, y, z to belong to the linear span? Fine. So if I solve it, what I'll get is 1, 1 x, 0, 1 y minus x. If I add these two, again, you'll get, just look at this 1 minus, so it should be not beta, it is 3 here, as usual, mistake. So 0 here, 2 here, z minus x here. Fine. So what we need is that from here I can again go to 1, 1 x, 0, 1 y minus x, 0, 0 z minus x, minus 2 times y minus x. So what we need is that, if you look at this part, sorry, I should have changed this color, that this always has a solution if I should get 0, 0 and 0. This has to be 0 for me if I want a solution. All right. And what we are saying is that alpha and beta we are giving, solution is always there. So I need that this part has to be 0. So I need that z minus x minus 2y plus 2x must be 0, which is same thing as saying that x minus 2y plus z is 0. All right, fine. So I would like you to check that this is indeed true, that both these vectors, this and this, they satisfy x minus 2y plus z is 0. Fine, just verify it yourself. And so any vector that I want, so what I'm saying is that since this is a plane in R3, not a whole of R3, so is it the whole of R3? The answer is no. No, it is not. If not, does it represent a plane? Yes, it represents a plane. And if yes, which plane? It passes through 0, 0, 0, and the normal is given by 1 minus 2, 1 vector. All right, fine. This is important. So I'd like you to see that, for example, the vector 1, 0, 0 transpose does not belong to LS of S. Fine. Verify it for yourself, because the condition x plus y minus 2z minus 2y 0 is not satisfied. Fine. So what we have done is that we have given you what is called the linear span. There are two things that you need to understand. One thing, we are saying that this is the linear span. That's the definition of linear span. Fine. This is the definition of linear span. This is called algebraic expression. Fine. And the way we write like this, x, y, z belonging to R3, such that this happens, this is called the geometric representation of linear span. Is that okay? So there are two ways of writing a linear span. One is through just the definition, algebraic definition, that it is alpha times this plus beta times this and plus gamma times and so on. The other way is to write it in terms of planes or lines or whatever you can think of as a condition like this, which is coming from a matrix relation. So all right. So geometric relation representation basically means that you are looking at A times some x, y, z should be equal to 0. This is what you are looking at. Fine. So this is for the R3 part because our things were in R3. But in general, I could be anything. Fine. So this is what the linear span means. That linear span means linear span of S. Again, let me write it as some you have got U1, U2, UK, finite number of them, and then I'm asking for LS of this. So this is nothing but equal to alpha 1 U1 plus alpha 2 U2 plus alpha k UK alpha I belonging to R. Fine, because everything subspace is for R, but in general it should be F here. I should have written it F because we are looking at complex also. Fine, so it should be F. This is what the linear span is in general. Fine. So where we have taken that S is a subset of vector space V over. Fine. So this is important. The next idea that we have what is called linear combination. Linear combination of set of vectors. So what is a linear combination? So I have a set S or some collection of vectors U1, U2, UK, a subset of V over F. Then a vector W belonging to V is called a linear combination of elements from S if the system, the linear system, that is linear system, alpha 1 U1 plus alpha 2 U2 plus alpha k UK is equal to W has at least one solution. All right. I need to have at least one solution to say that it is this. Fine. For example, in the previous example, if I look at S was supposed to be 1, 1, 1 transpose, 1, 2, 3 transpose. So I'd like you to see that the vector 3, 5, 7, this belongs to, this is a linear combination. This belongs to LS of S, and hence 3, 5, 7 transpose is a linear combination of elements from S. Is that okay? Again, how it is. So again, look at the thing that I'm trying to stress again. So what we are saying is that alpha times 1, 1, 1 plus beta times 1, 2, 3 is equal to 3, 5, 7. This has at least one solution. So check that alpha is equal to 1 and beta is equal to 2 is a solution. Fine. So linear combination means I'm just picking up an element from the linear span and then saying that I can represent in terms of the linear span or linear combination. All right. So linear combination means I can find a solution to a given linear system. Ax is equal to b. So linear combination basically means that I'm looking at the system Ax is equal to b and talking about consistency. That Ax is equal to b is consistent. Fine. When it is not consistent, we say it is a not linear combination. A vector W, so definition, a vector W belonging to V of F, V is said to be is not a linear combination, not a linear combination of the elements of S. So S is again some U1, U2, UK. If the system alpha 1 U1 plus alpha 2 U2 plus alpha k UK is equal to W in the unknowns alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k has no. Understand it again. When I am solving a linear system, I have two conditions basically. One, consistent or inconsistent. Inconsistent that I'm looking at here, inconsistent. We are looking at inconsistent to talk of not a linear combination. All right, fine. So not a linear combination means inconsistent. Fine. And linear combination means at least one solution. So therefore consistency comes into play. So we had solved the system Ax is equal to B with the notion of consistent, non-consistent. Consistent means B, the right hand side is a linear combination of columns of A. Inconsistent means B does not belong to the linear span, or the system Ax is equal to B has no solution, or B is not a linear combination of columns of A. All right, so all those things are same. So let me write it again so that you have a clarity of thoughts. Fine, I just like to stress on it. So my examples in the notes are going to be slightly different than this, but I would like you to keep track of this. So the important thing that I would like to say is that Ax is equal to B has a solution, so means one solution unique or infinite, has a solution or consistent, implies B belongs to linear span of columns of A, which is nothing but column space of A. Fine, because Ax equal to B, what does it mean? Ax equal to B means x1 times the first column plus x2 times the second column plus xn times the nth column. Fine, and I'm writing it as B. So I'm solving the system where x1, x2, xn are unknowns. Fine. So our A was m cross n, and accordingly x and b are there with us. So B belongs to linear span, means linear span of columns of A means that B should belong to the column space of A. And then I'm saying that this should have a solution because I'm saying it belongs. All right, it is consistent, so it belongs, and therefore we say that B is a linear combination, or the same thing is that B is a linear combination of columns of A. Fine. The other thing was this was about consistent. The other thing is about inconsistent. Ax is equal to B has no solution. Inconsistent means that this implies B does not belong to the linear span of columns of A, which was same as this is the way we wrote column space of A, and which is same thing as saying that B is not a linear combination of columns of A, or which is same thing as saying that the system x1 times the first column of A plus x2 times the second column of A plus xn times the nth column of A is equal to B has no solution in the unknowns x1, x2, Fine. So these are very important ideas that they are related. That's what I'm trying to say. If you remember, I had said that whenever I solve a system of equations, we look at lines, intersection of lines, planes, and so on. But this also gives us some idea about the vectors, and we are looking in the language of vectors, what they mean. Consistency means it is a linear combination. Consistent means it is a linear combination, or it belongs to the column space of A. All right. B is a linear combination of column of A. So all those things are same. If there is no solution, it means that there is no point of intersection. It means that the right hand side does not belong to the column space of A, or it is not a linear combination of columns of A, and so on. All right. So what we have done in this lecture is we have looked at the system Ax is equal to B. We have tried to understand it, what is called linear combination. First, we understood what is the linear span. So linear span means what are all the possible vectors that can be generated. All right. So for example, if I look at again as the last part, that if I want to look at all the vectors which can be generated using this plus beta times 0 1 0 plus gamma times 0 1 1, if I look at this where alpha beta gamma belong to R, then this you can see that this will be equal to R3 itself, because this can help, this gamma can help me generate the elements of Z. This can help me generate the Y component, the second coordinates, and this can help me generate the first component. All right. Or what we are saying is that I have the matrix A, and I'm looking at 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1, and then looking at what is called the column space of A. So you are supposed to write the vectors. So here I have taken the vectors as Rn itself, but in general the vectors could be polynomials. Polynomials you have to write in terms of columns, and then look at the system Ax is equal to B. All right. So that's all in this lecture. Thank you.